Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. Let's enter the Bladesmith Workshop. The secret lair in the lab of the Bladesmith, a master of unique weapons, many of which find their way into the arsenals of demon lords. See if we can't find Finnean some closure, while giving the Bladesmith some open wounds.
Time's not waiting.
Alright, and I am going to take the time to fully buff up here. The Bladesmith has been talked about since Act 1. So I'm assuming he's going to be at least a decent threat if we end up fighting him.
The world has suffered enough.
Plus, if I have all these buffs, I may as well use all the buffs, right? I earned them. Also, I know what's been going on. Whenever I load in, several slots are missing spells. I have to reslot several spells.
Rely on me.
On all my casters, not just one or two of them.
Require my unbiased opinion?
My will
I don't know what's causing it. I'm sure it's something obvious that I've overlooked. But the problem is I've overlooked it, so I don't know what's causing it. It's not a huge deal, but it is affecting some of the higher level spells, like level 9 spells for Socio and Nenio.
I'm ready to move out. I shall not be strayed from my path. I'm always open to ideas.
I'm all ears.
Even with all the buffs, we're making pretty good time. I try to do it more off camera, but I never know if I'm gonna, when I enter a location, if it's gonna trigger a cutscene right away or not. So I have to do it this way. I don't think I did Bucephalus yet, right? I lost track of my buffs.
Doubt is the heart's
Alright, we're all
greatest
set.
challenge.
Take a look around.
I'll go ahead. I know the way.
Into the house. I'm surprised there's no perception checks out here. Really feels like there should be. I'm gonna send Land
Always
around
be
just in
ready for
case.
the worst.
Maybe he didn't get far enough into these locations to actually see what can be seen.
I'm curious.
And nope, don't see anything. Alright. Go over here, quick save, and enter the house. Magic essence.
A success worth the praise.
Wait, did we just get a buff? Living Flame. Receive immunity to fire damage as well as to any negative effects from Forge. The Bladesmith has put his anvil under a spell of the Abjuration School, so that touching it grants a person protection from the heat, although it can often be experienced within this forge. The tag on the skull reads Specimen 899. The Lydia Hatem? The tags on the skulls are so ancient, the inscriptions on them are totally illegible. The tag on the skull reads Specimen 820. Gerard Odin. Odine. The tag on the skull reads Specimen 367. Finnean Dismar. When you look at that, the failed specimen returns to its maker. Place him on the workbench, Commander. I'll examine him and see what can be done with him. No, this is... It's impossible. It's a mistake. Finnean laughs. Is this a joke? A prank? You all put a tag with my name on some skull and... Haha, yeah, that's a good one. Haha. Ha. He bursts into mad, desperate laughter. This is exactly why I only leave their mind on a level that is sufficient for carrying out their orders, to avoid shameful hysterics. This is no prank, 367. That skull's an anchor that stops your soul from departing from Glorian. You've been long dead, remember? Finnean's cackling turns into strained howls. Finnean, snap out of it. Weapon or not, you're still you. Yes. Yes, I remember now. He wanted to create a weapon that could change to fit the owner's needs. A sentient one at that. He needed a phantom blade, and I was the one. Bravo, you remembered. It seems you're not quite as flawed as I thought. So what'll it be, Commander? Will you give him to me, or must I take him by force? I want to ask a few questions first. Ask, but keep in mind, I am a busy man. All these skulls on the shelves are failed specimens. I wouldn't keep failed trash around. All these skulls are tied to sentient blades that still serve their masters as far as I know. Otherwise, the skulls would have crumbled to dust. Who are you crafting these weapons for? Who are your masters? I serve the great craft of the weaponsmith. I serve the furnace and the bellows, the anvil and the crucible. I am the bladesmith, and I have no need for other titles, or of other titles. The demon overlords value me and my weapons, and I do accept orders from them at times, but I have no master. This is extremely curious. According to my initial hypothesis, the main reason that attracts mortals to the path of cultists is their catastrophically low level of intelligence. But time and again, in addition to the low intelligence thugs, we keep meeting people of science and craftsmanship, true experts in their disciplines. What could explain such a stark contrast? A complete lack of principles. What else? The motivation for becoming a cultist is not lack of intelligence. It is being evil. The hypothesis is not entirely without merit, but it does not stand up to scrutiny. We know many individuals with lowered moral principles, but only relatively few of them join the ranks of the demon worshippers. So here's a new theory. Many mortals become cultists due to a vitamin or mineral deficiency. Iron perhaps, or sulfur. He's not a very good scientist, because you can easily see that all cultists are evil, but not all evil people are cultists. I found Finnean in Canabris. Did you misplace him? Or discard him? I sent him with my apprentices for field testing. Unfortunately, the group never came back. Some crusader must have taken it and sold it. And yet the specimen is returned to me, as it was supposed to. Why make a weapon sentient? Why go to such lengths? Not just sentient. A sentient weapon that can take whatever shape its owner wills. Even Velexia Evolutionira couldn't reach such heights. This is my triumph over her, and a triumph of weaponsmithing. A triumph. You've broken every law dictated by the world and conscience. You've enslaved my soul. Burn this fool. I gave you the highest reward. I made you immortal. When my years catch up with me, I'll subject myself to the same ritual, and I'll live forever. I've heard enough. Now time to hand over this specimen, Commander. So this is an interesting dilemma. Obviously, killing the Bladesmith is the right thing to do. But Finnean's already in this state, right? He's already turned into a weapon. I won't hand him over. You'll suffer the same fate as your apprentices. Wait. Please. If you have any respect for me, for what I was, free me. Please. Break my skull and let me go. If I'm not human anymore, then I shouldn't exist. This is interesting too. So obviously the right thing to do would be break the skull. But this is an interesting choice as well. This is obviously the bad choice. I'm gonna go with 2. Your body is no more. That doesn't mean you have to die. You're still a Pathfinder. You can still see the world. As a weapon in the hands of another, without a will of my own. Finnean chuckles grimly. But since I've been traveling with you, I haven't felt like an object. I feel like a crusader. I am serving the good of all. If I leave now, I'll never avenge my death. I'll never know if we close the wound or not. No, I can't. If I'm meant to be a weapon that smites foes, then guide me, Commander, and let us end this monster. I think not. You're just a test specimen. You cannot have your own will. Your purpose is to serve. Look, he's a +5.
Yet another obstacle.
Alright, let's get haste out first. Send Bismuth over there. How do I want to do this? What should I focus first?
I will resist.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Do something like that, I guess. And just to be safe, we'll go ahead and throw this out as well. Do we trigger a trap? Because he got hit by what, a scorching ray, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's try this one.
Did I see that right? Alright, maybe I didn't see what I thought I saw. Oh, Lansdowne.
Be gone!
Alright, these guys are a little tougher than I thought they were. Whoops. Alright, let's get a slow out. Since they're all martial. Okay. See, I thought I saw this earlier. So these guys are immune to Finnean, which is super inconvenient. I guess we're gonna use the dagger.
This
I can still fight.
Well, focus on healing instead, and then you can work. Oh, here we go.
A calculated risk. This
I need your assistance.
Alright, cool. He's still in the fight. Get another heal out just to keep him alive. Don't have to waste 2 raised deads if I don't need to. Aren't demons, so I don't need to worry about casting that. She's kind of in a weird spot, isn't she? Let's see. A weird's probably worth casting here. A whole bunch of enemies.
Should have listened to me.
Still fight.
So we killed the Bladesmith. I was assuming these guys would go away after that. That's obviously not the case. Just swap back to the dagger.
Let's try this way.
The inheritor.
For some reason, Cena's just not
guide
attacking.
my blade.
It's time to break out some of these other spells. What do we have here?
Mind over muscle. I'll remove this obstacle.
She's not attacking? She's just standing here.
Prepare yourself.
Fall! I need your
This condition
assistance.
is irrational.
Alright, let's get this out instead. Alright, so she's down. That's not great. Didn't expect animate weapons and armor to put up this much of a fight. So that's on me.
This will hurt.
Oh boy.
Bruise. The light take you.
A calculated risk.
Desna.
I don't know why they just
guide
stop
my
attacking
hand.
like they've been doing. Not sure what's causing that. I'm not a huge fan.
Make your peace. Into the fray. I will resist. This will leave a bruise. Prepare yourself.
This should do it.
That's fine. Looks like we're gonna barely clutch this out.
Let's try this way.
Hey, Commander, can you hear me? Damn it, now I'm worried people can't hear me from inside this thing. Anyway, thank you, Commander. You're right, I guess one should live while they can. Folks make do without arms and legs, so I'll manage without a body. I just don't know what good a Pathfinder like me will be to anybody.
Finnean sighs. I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've heard his voice acting. I don't think he was voice acted when we found him in Canabras. Do you plan on continuing our travels together?
Of course. You're doing good work, and I'll be helping you out. Ancient ruins and faraway lands can wait. This whole mess is more important. And when it's all over, pass me on to some Pathfinder. I'll be fine.
How are you feeling now you've had your revenge?
I thought I'd be happy, but there's no happiness to be found here. I'm dead. My folks are dead. I doubt any of my friends are still alive. And the Bladesmith is just one more death. The only good thing is he won't hurt anyone ever again. It brings me some comfort.
I'm glad you've accepted your fate, but I can't begin to imagine what it's like.
The truth can feel heavy. Too heavy to bear, but then you realize it makes living easier. I locked myself in a past that's long gone. And now I've woken up in the present. And I can move on. Well, metaphorically. I can't actually move on my own.
You could be even more useful now than you were in life.
Hold on now. I don't enjoy thinking of myself as a weapon, you know. I'm still a human, even if I look odd. And as a human, it doesn't feel nice to hear things like that about myself.
Yeah, I was on the fence about saying that one. But it could be seen as reassuring. That's why I said it. That's alright. Well, too late.
Let's get out of here. I don't like the look of this place. Especially now that I've remembered how I was killed here. And one more thing. The skulls on the shelves. They're just like me. I don't know, maybe they think working for demons and killing people is great, but if I were you, I would set them all free.
Well, my character doesn't tolerate slavery, so that's a good idea. Clear vision. Longsword +5, to War Axe +5. Another clear vision. A lot of clear visions. Alright, let's do it. What does clear vision do? Summit grants its wearer +5 bonus on saving throws against the spells of the illusion school, and a +2 insight bonus to armor class. Okay, doesn't really stand out to me. Is anything special? Bladesmith's key. The key is covered with pattern engravings and has such an intricate bit that it looks more akin to a work of art? Yep. Rapier +3, full plate +5. Advance of vast intelligence. Alright, nothing great there either. More resources always welcome. Grandmaster's Rod. This rod grants its wielder the ability to make up to 3 spells they cast per day infused with their primal magical essence. The spells are maximized and empowered, as though using maximized spell and empower spell feats. They ignore spell resistance and magic immunity of the target. Holy crap. I mean, that's really good. Alright, well, our party took an absolute beating there, but we can head back to Canabris and pick them back up, because we have teleport. Not Canabris, Dresden. It was really inconvenient that those animate objects were immune to Finnean. What am I doing? I just click on this. I'm sitting here scrolling across the map. Alright, let's go and sell all this stuff we picked up. Probably go buy some more scrolls of Raised Dead, just to be safe. I'm really glad I took the time to fully buff up there too, because that was a surprisingly difficult fight. Which, I mean, I partially expected, but not. I didn't expect, you know, animate weapons and armor to give me that much trouble. I should have had Stone Skin up. Probably would have made things a little easier. If Lan hadn't been the first one to go down, would have also changed things. I think those bracers might be worth giving to Woljif. Then I wanted to see what this armor looks like real fast. It's pretty sleek. The slightly different gold coloration than the helmet, so it doesn't quite match, but it looks good, especially with the red cape or cloak. But it doesn't have any special effects, so we're going to sell it. Then we need to go see Arsino real fast for some scrolls, and then check on our decrees, rest up after we resurrect everybody, of course, and set out again. I think we'll do... I'm going to do Darren's quest. Probably decide off camera. Don't know why I entered the temple. We can, we can leave. I said I don't want to resurrect, but I guess we just do raised in. Grab a handful. We can do, I don't know, 10's probably fine.
That is not
I guess the
far.
craziest part was that we were almost completely fully buffed. We even had Guarded Hearth down. And we were only missing a couple of our standard buffs. Stone Skin, True Seeing, Holy Aura. But we have a Holy Aura effect on us. So I don't think that's... It's gonna bother me. I'm a little concerned now. I thought we were too cool for
Know
school.
what to do.
I mean, I guess my main character still is. He did fine. Everyone else couldn't keep up. Sulketh Benoth. The Demon Lord Sulketh Benoth blows you a sensual kiss. There he is, my very favorite Mendev Crusader commander of all time. I admit I love reckless mortals. Never have I seen such folly as when you decided to confront the world wound without your mythic power. I love such madness, so I want to support you in your suicidal campaign. Since you will not accept help from the Abyss, I know this much. I've come up with an interesting idea that is in no way connected to any other planes. I have several admirers among the leaders of the Aspis Consortium. I indulge their sins and cravings for forbidden pleasures, and they pray to me. I tell them to. They offer their support to the crusade. Best instructors for your warriors, superior equipment, gold, mercenaries. And all this to improve the public perception of the consortium, as they put it. Tempting, is it not? Why did you suddenly decide to help me manage the crusade? I am usually called the patron of perverse pleasures. My interests are not confined to this. I also love madmen, jesters, and fools of all kinds. But the very best are true lunatics. And you proved yourself one beyond any doubt when you renounced your mythic power. Consider yourself lucky. In addition to 2 Demon Lord enemies, you have another as an ally. I swear, my dear sister Nocticula will be furious when she finds out I'm helping you. What can the Aspis Consortium do for me? Judging by your question, you have little idea of the power of the Consortium. They are like the evil twin of the Pathfinder Society, a union of adventurers entirely unburdened by morality and interested solely in wealth and influence, and pleasure, of course. They have amassed a considerable fortune by traveling the world and adventuring. With this fortune, they've equipped a private army of mercenaries. Trust me, the combat instructors will teach your soldiers a few dirty tricks, and their armories are full of the finest weapons and the most expensive armor. Consortium agents don't pinch pennies when it comes to their personal equipment, but you'll be the one using it. I think I just want the equipment. We'll limit ourselves to receiving equipment. It's weird that you can only choose equipment or instructors and not both. Oh, that's right. Let them share. Such delicious irony, no? You and I will rob the Consortium, which which acquired its wealth by robbing everyone else. And so my dark deed to help the crusade is done. Let someone else pick up the slack from now on. Fortunately for you, there's no shortage of volunteers. Dorgalinda is looking at you with undisguised awe. Well, I'll be. You really did come back from the abyss itself. Commander, you amaze me. If you're doing miracles now, maybe you can pull our logistics out of the abyss while you're at it. Because in your absence, that's exactly where it's gone. All the way to the bottom. We have a shortage of, quite literally, everything. Don't take this as sedition, Commander, but I'll give it to you straight. Right now, there's no way of acquiring anything legally. Her Majesty squeezed all she could out of Mendev to march on eyes. We've been left with a bunch of measly crumbs. Fortunately, I still have some of my old connections in Mendev. The nation has been in chaos for the last few months. Without the Queen watching over them, everyone's taking anything that's not nailed down. I know how to make sure we get something out of all this madness. Just a bit, here and there. Will just rubs his hands, smiling broadly. This is it. This is my time to shine. I got a clever little scheme. I've been cooking it up for a long time. Now I'm finally going to put it into action. I will hit it big. You just give me the go-ahead. Has everyone in Mendev truly turned to stealing? I just can't believe it. But if we have no choice... You know, wars claim many lives. Deserted villages, abandoned houses, manors of noble lineages that have been cut short. If they don't belong to anyone now, maybe we could take them. I don't like this. I get it. This isn't the time to be squeamish. But joining in the plundering of Mendev, that's too low. If we can't avoid it, let's sell our own spoils on the black market instead of stealing. Let's consider our options in more detail. Certainly. Woljev, what's this scheme of yours? Alright, so, we issue war bonds with mind-blowing interest. 300%, 400, whatever. We don't release them to be traded publicly. Instead, we hold a sale to sell everything we have left in the warehouses. Don't worry, we'll have to give away nothing, because we're going to be selling it all to ourselves, using fake papers and frontmen, and paying with those war bonds we've got. Repeat this process several times, and then... Right. I can see everyone's already confused. I'll draw you all a diagram later. Or you can just trust me. It's a sure thing. We'll make a killing. Why are y'all looking at me like that? When did I ever let you down? Oh, when you ran away that one time. This sounds like some evil sorcery, except with finances instead of spells. Are we sure this scheme won't ruin us? Or worse, summon some kind of bond demon to teach us a lesson? Arushalai, what are you suggesting? We could take abandoned property the looters haven't got to yet. Fortunately, unfortunately, but it is fortunate for us. Anyway, I know for sure that there's a lot of it in Mendev right now. We take it for the good of the crusade. It wouldn't be looting, would it? Of course it wouldn't. You just need to convince yourself real hard. Congrats, Arushalai. Your path of ascension is complete. Only the most upstanding mortals can dupe everyone, including themselves, with such finesse. Lan, what's your advice? Times are tough. We can't afford to stay squeaky clean. But my conscience won't let me ransack the nation in its hour of need. We still have a few things lying around, don't we? Let's not go any further than using the services of the black market. We can get what we need in exchange for what we have. I respect you trying to keep your hands clean in a hopeless situation. But that's the thing. Both our warehouses and our coffers are empty. What are you going to trade when we run out? Dorgalinda, what are you thinking? The goal is not to get too brazen, but we should be missing out either. I've got connections all over Mendev. Old army pals, drinking partners, long overdue debtors. Each one will get us a cart, a barrel, a chest. It'll be an improvement on what we have at least. The treasury won't notice because we won't take enough to cause a fuss. Just a weight discrepancy here, some cargo that must have dried out or fallen off in transit there. Alright, everything is clear. What do we do? Arushalai, limit ourselves to abandoned property. To claim it for the crusade. Thank you. It doesn't belong to anybody after all, so we won't be doing any harm, right? Really can't stress this enough. We're in a right bind here. We're doing everything we can to resolve it, but I have no doubt this council will need to reconvene again shortly. A commander, permission to report. I finally bring you good news for a change. Now that you've put an end to the wary, barely anyone questions your right to lead the crusade. Nerosia now has a circle of influential people who are sympathetic to our efforts, and see you as the foremost protector of Galarian. We'd like to help our army in any way you want. What should we ask of them? I think we should ask them for something we are always lacking: money and other forms of material support. Have them send us holy relics. Those are gathering dust in their possessions, like it's some kind of museum. Make them procure for us the most valuable of resources: knowledge. Any manuscripts on warfare, treatises on arms and armor improvement, intelligence on demons and their weaknesses. Make them use their money and influence to gather these types of writings from all across Galarian. So we can ask for anything. Make them send us reinforcements, but not another bunch of commoners, their very own overgrown infantile offspring. Let's discuss our options in further detail. As you command. Sela, what's your plan? On the home front, lots of holy relics are just gathering dust in temples or private collections. Their place is here, on the front lines, but the fate of our world will be decided. Let our best officers arm themselves with the sacred gifts of the gods, and may the power hidden within them help us defeat the demons at last. Don't overestimate the sanctimonious reliquary keepers. They'll suffer heart attacks at the thought of sending their priceless treasures to war. What if we lose them? In the end, they'll just give us some junk and hide the things that are actually powerful in their deepest cellar, then swallow the key. Regil, what do you suggest? Despite all my experience in command and my Hell Knight training, I wouldn't even begin to assume that I know everything about war and weaponry. Many nations, mercenary groups, and noble houses keep secrets related to warfare they're not keen on sharing. Now is a good time to use the money and the influence of our unexpected benefactors to unlock those secrets. These days, you won't find a soul in Galarian who knows how to fight demons better than we and our soldiers do. I doubt some dusty book on armor polishing techniques will help us in any way. Now, holy relics are a whole different kettle of fish. They boost morale and have a very practical use against demons. Darren, your opinion, please. Have you seen the volunteers we've been getting lately? They're skinny, ragged, hunched. Less of an army, more of a traveling almshouse. Our neighbors are willing to help. Let them send the best breed, offspring of barons and Celts. They themselves may be completely useless, but their dear fathers and mothers will send their best warriors to accompany them. Their personal guard, sworn knights, and seasoned mercenaries. All those who will see to it that their beloved youngster's head is not removed by some demon or other. In a fight, a single one of these skilled riders or trained swordsmen is worth 10 commoners who have just been given a spear told the following words of martial wisdom: "You're not a baker anymore, you're a soldier." What this army definitely has no need for is more nobles. If you need proof, just take a look at Count Harenday. Captain Harmonin, what would you advise? In my opinion, we don't need to overthink this. There's no such thing as too much money. We'll ask for material aid and buy everything we are currently missing. Money comes and goes. We must take this chance to get that which can't be bought. Well, thank you. Everything is clear. What are your orders? So Sela's makes the most sense. Holy relics have a certain potency against demons and evil creatures in general, so I think that makes sense. We get the relic keeper effect. General has a plus 15 bonus to power? Yeah, absolutely. Sela, your advice is sound. Tell them to send us holy relics. I'll make sure that only the worthiest and most dependable officers receive these relics. Praise be to the good gods. With their strength by our side, we'll be unstoppable. And the most dependable officer being Setsuna Shai, our main general. Well, thank you, Commander. Hope our allies will fulfill their promises. I'll personally leave for Nerosian to oversee the progress being made by our new associates. Hopefully, I'll return with good news before long. Alright, I'm going to call the episode here, and the next one we will check on the decrees, we'll rest up, and we'll leave. I'm leaning towards doing Darren's quest next, but we'll see. Might do Lance's quest next. But for now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.